Chairman Mugler, Vice Chair Kilgore, members of the board, Dr. Shiflett, parents, staff, teachers. I'm Alma Dietz, the Social Studies Curriculum Leader, and I have the distinct pleasure of sharing my update for our Social Studies Instructional Program. I am representing my very capable team that includes Chuck Baumgardner, my elementary teacher specialist, Beth Leatherwood, my secondary teacher specialist, Kimberly Weaver, our curriculum integration technology teacher, Michaela York, my administrative support specialist. Our success plan for social studies is founded on four very basic tenets. The first is to build capacity for effective instruction and intervention. We work alongside with teachers to ensure that they have an arsenal of instructional strategies available so that they can reach out to students and reach them at whatever level that they are and take them where they need to be and beyond. The next thing is to continuously monitor our student academic progress. We do this in a variety of ways, and I'm going to explain that in a little bit further in my presentation. The next is to increase the rigor of our common assessments to match the heightened rigor of the SOL tests. The BDOE is constantly raising the bar on what they want our students to know and to be able to do on the SOL tests, and that is one of our tasks, to make sure that we provide for our students practice and assessment so that when they get to the SOL test, it's not their first encounter with that difficult item. The next thing is very important, and that is the continued emphasis of those strategies that we know from research that have been proven to work and have worked for us over the years. Of course, we want to build on those strategies. These strategies that I just mentioned are SQ3R. These were all selected for their ability to impact reading, geography, history, and civics. These are the things that our students traditionally struggle with mostly on the SOL test. So we really want to focus on those. SQ3R, we selected it because it attacks reading, specifically informational text. Informational text is what most of the textbooks in school are written on. They teach students facts and information, giving our students strategies for attacking informational text is going to lead them to success on standardized tests and later on in their advanced schooling and in college. So we focus on that specifically. The next thing is visual mapping, which addresses geography. Visual mapping allows our students to have a mental picture of where continents, oceans, physical features are in relation to one another in the world. And as we all know, the SOL tests have a lot of maps on them, and this gives our students an upper hand in that arena. The next one is chronology links, because it attacks history. A lot of our social studies test is based on facts, knowing what events preceded one, which came after another. This allows our students to be able to have an idea of cause and effect relationships, to be able to sequence historical events, and it gives them an advantage on the SOL test. They have that in their head so that they know that the Revolutionary War preceded the Civil War, because a lot of times our students struggle with that if they don't have that mental framework. The next one you've probably heard about was Project Citizen. You saw me boohooing over there on the sideline, because Project Citizen is it's embedded in the grade 8 curriculum. That is what Cheryl McLaughlin was speaking about. We've put it in the grade 8 curriculum because it allows students to use their knowledge of government and how it works, and not just to memorize facts, but to be able to use that information, to be able to research a problems such as homelessness in their community, and to be able to use problem-solving ability to propose a solution. And that is exactly what Ms. McLaughlin's class did. It was special ed students that came up with a wonderful solution. They worked together, and it just brought tears to my eyes and made my heart, brim, because that's what civics is all about. It's making our students become engaged citizens and to make this world a better place in which they found it. We also have embedded something that is new, is our Virginia Rules project. Excuse me, and it's right now it's embedded in our civics curriculum. It's something that is new. It teaches our students gives them an idea of the Virginia court system as it relates to teens. So hopefully that'll keep our young students out of the juvenile system and to dissuade them from joining gangs. So that is something that we embedded in the curriculum this year. There are 6 lessons that will be taught along in conjunction with our resource officers, our school resource officers in middle school, and that will be rolled out in the third 9 weeks. So we're really looking forward to that. The next thing, the goal of our department is to create an aligned and accessible curriculum, and that is what we do, what we really focus on. Our K through 12 curriculum, social studies curriculum, is fully aligned with the social studies standards of learning. Our standards changed in 2008, so we've had quite a bit of time to make sure that we've aligned the curriculum, that we've loaded just about 3/4 of the resources for K through 12 are loaded on SchoolNet. Also, we've, as I said, the resources are easily accessible for teachers around the clock, 24/7, and they really enjoy having that, to be able to have everything linked together that they need to be able to teach a unit. The other way that we make the curriculum accessible to teachers is that the SchoolNet has an interactive lesson planner component. So teachers can write lesson plans, and they can also schedule it on SchoolNet so that they can share it not just at their building level, but also with the division. So we have those very best lessons available to all teachers, and we're really excited about that. Another important duty of our department is to create common assessments. With interactive achievement, it has facilitated our online deployment of our common assessments. We have all of our I should say grade 3 through 12 assessments, 11 assessments loaded on there. And we're going to get immediate data results, and I think that's the true beauty of that. K through 12, we've created pre and post assessments that are going to measure students what they know when they begin the school year, and then as a teacher teaches the content at the end of the school year, they're going to take a post assessment, and that'll accurately measure their growth over time. Those also have been posted on interactive achievement in SchoolNet. Our department has also created some K through 12 Power Quiz common assessments, and those are designed to help. They're short. There may be like 10 to 12 questions, and so that a teacher teaches a unit in social studies, and then they give those assessments. It helps the teacher to gauge a student's progress along the way. That way they can make those mid-course corrections before the SOL test. Another thing that we have is the student component, student learning logs, so that students can set their own academic goals. A student would take an assessment, get their score back, and then they would perhaps if a student got a 60%, they would set a goal to improve that score. And then the powerful thing about that is that a student would devise a plan and figure out, what am I going to do? How am I going to get my grade up? And use some of the power quiz things, some of the parent review cards, some of the things that we have selected, but it puts ownership on the student for their learning, and that's a very powerful thing. Finally, building capacity for effective instruction. We have been partnering with collaborative learning teams to make sure that we build capacity for effective instruction at the classroom level. We meet with teachers very regularly, at least once a week, to sit down and discuss the data with them. We've scheduled just-in-time workshops by grade level, and we focus on those needs that have been identified as things they need to work on. This allows our teachers to get exactly what they need and when they need it. We've also created interactive SOL review kits so that this will help with differentiated instruction. So if a student needs assistance in a certain SOL, they can go ahead and do small group with those kits. And what the teachers and really like about it is that it has the answers on there as well. So anybody can come in and help with a student and be able to do that one-on-one. Finally, we always want to remember that our parents are a great ally to us, and we've created SOL parent review cards. We have those right now for grades 2 through 8. And our goal this year is to create them for high school because those are cards that parents can work with at home with their students, and it has the answers on them, and that's always helpful. Monitoring progress. We regularly conduct instructional walkthroughs. We have a schedule so that we stick to that, and we monitor how teachers are doing, how students are doing, because we want to keep our finger on the pulse of what is going on. We have online benchmark assessments that I discussed on interactive achievement, and this allows us to see how our students are doing. Finally, we conduct benchmark data meetings. Those are set up with our schools to make sure that we sit in with our teachers to look at the data and to come up with a plan for improvement. Every day, every child, whatever it takes, that is our commitment.
Thank you, Mrs. Dietz.
Thank you.
Questions from board members? Mrs. Phillips?
I just have a quick question. The SOL parent review cards, how do you get your hands on those?
We've just made copies of those, and we give them to our teachers, and they pass them out. We suggested that if they can pass them out maybe at back to school night. We do it in 9-week intervals so that they get a set for the first 9 weeks, a set for the second 9 weeks. So those should be in the schools right now. Now for high school, we're creating those.
So you should ask your child if they have some SOL
Yes,
review cards.
yes, and then ask me, because I will make sure
Thank you.
that they are not in the building.
Yeah, I haven't seen mine,
Okay,
but I'll be asking.
okay, what grade?
8th.
Okay, I'll make sure that they're in the building.
I might have a spare set of those cards.
Okay, yes.
Anything else, Ms. Phillips?
No, thank you.
Mrs. Smith?
Yeah, I just want to applaud you for that parent piece, because that's a big part that sometimes gets overlooked, and that help is so great. I did have one question. One thing that my children often stumble with social studies is the writing piece. Is there, they have to write a lot of essays and things like that. Do you have parts of your curriculum that are aimed towards helping them with that?
Yes, we do. We're doing workshops for our teachers to help them with that, to make sure that they know. We've done SQ3R workshops, and part of that is a writing piece. We're offering those throughout the year. We did one at the beginning of the year, and we're going to be offering some more around December timeframe.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you so much, Mrs. Dietz.
Thank you.